one of these 100,000 people have their eyes cast toward the track.
The horses are drawn out wide. There it is. You've got that run down about 600 metres from the start to the finish post there. Then that long sweeping turn. There's the tips. Travel Mate from Jenny Chapman, Richard Freeman, Sky Heights, Johnny Letts Behemoth, Peter Donegan, Dan Malecki, and Gary, myself. We've all gone for Sky Heights. We're just about all in. One to go.
Figurehead goes up, set for the Foster's Melbourne Cup 1999. Racing. Sky Heights jumped away well down on the inside. Yavana's Pace jumped away fairly. Further out on the track, Rogan Josh began nicely, and so too did Brew. Second coming, Zaza Bell. The message going forward in the early part of the race, and they were followed by Central Park. He's right off the track. Tie the knots about middle of the field, and Zambuan is going up towards the leaders with Lahar as they race onto the course proper. 2,800 metres to go, and the Warrior's going to work across in front. The Warrior leads now from Rogan Josh out wide. Central Park is handy, and then the message. Next is Zambuan, then Zaza Bell. Tie the knots up, racing about 7th or 8th on the outside of second coming. Then came the Hind on the rails. Wide out was Yavana's Pace around Arena. Then Lahar, Travel Mate on the fence. Sky Heights is worse than midfield from Able Master. Brew Arena's out 4 wide. Then Streak Rebor. Skybo next and Mar at 4 as they chop and change with a slackening of the speed beyond midfield. Figureheads wide leaving the straight. Labille had to go back from her wide draw. And then Lady Elsie and Behemoth down on the inside as they leave the straight. He would be about 18 lengths off the lead. Central Park goes to the lead now for Frankie Dettori and leads by 1.5 lengths on Rogan Josh. Over on the inside third is the Warrior, 1.5 lengths to the message. Zabwan 5th on the inside, 2 lengths to Zaza Bell. Then the Hind beautifully placed on the inside of second coming. Out wide was Tie the Knot, now around Lahar and Travel Mates on the rails. Then Yavana's Pace outside Sky Heights, who's one off the fence. Next is Rabor, then Able Master, Arena 3 deep from Mar at 4, Brew, Skybo Streak, Behemoth Figurehead, Labille second last, and Lady Elsie at the tail end of the field, and must be 15 to 18 lengths off the lead. They're at the halfway mark, 1,600 to go, and Central Park leads by a length now. The message into second spot. The Warrior third, a length back to Rogan Josh fourth. 2 lengths Zabwan is fifth, another length away Zaza Bell. Then the Hind on the rails, a half away, then a second coming. Travel Mate next from the grey, Lahar. Then came Sky Heights on the inside of Tie the Knot. A length away Yavana's Pace midfield from Arena. Then came Rabor. Able Master Mar at 4. Brew next, and then Behemoth. Back on the rails was Skybo, and towards the tail end we have Labille, and at the rear of the field is Lady Elsie as they work to the back. They've got 1,000 metres left to go in the Foster's Melbourne Cup, and Central Park is the leader. The message is second, the Warrior third, Rogan Josh was fourth, then Zaza Bell, Zabwan the inside, the Hind in the centre. Another length away second coming from Travel Mate. Tie the Knots about 5 lengths off the lead. Next is Lahar, Sky Heights on the rails. Around them wide was Rebor, and they were followed by Yavana's Pace. Mar at 4, making a dash around the outside was Brew, and also Figurehead wide. Well back was Arena coming to the turn from Behemoth, and then came well back was Lady Elsie to the bend. Skybo, Yavana's Pace. There's one that's lost the rider there coming to the home bend. Could well have been it. Yavana's Pace as they turn for home. Labille's back last at Central Park in front. Zaza Bell going up on the outside. The Warrior on the rails, and Travel Mate getting a run through. Central Park's in front of Rogan Josh. Travel Mate getting a run. The Hind trying to come through. Rogan Josh going up to Central Park. Down on the inside, the Warrior, Zaza Bell, then Lahar in second coming. Central Park, Rogan Josh. Down on the inside was the Warrior. It's Central Park and Rogan Josh. Rogan Josh, the outside part's got his 11th cup. Rogan Josh has won the cup. John Marshall and Bart Cummings have beaten Central Park. Could go for third with Zaza Bell. Travel Mate, the Warrior, Lahar, and then second coming. Next in the Hind, followed by Zabwan, Skybo. Back behind those runners would have been Figurehead, followed in by Behemoth, and then Bruce. Sky Heights never got into it. Mar at 4, Lady Elsie, and then came Streak. Labille back behind those. Yavana's Pace was next, and then came Rabor towards the tail end with Figurehead, and we lost one along the way, and I think it may have been Able Master. Coming towards the turn, there was trouble. Yavana's Pace, Able Master, but I think it's Able Master that's gone down there, Gary.
There's been a lot of trouble in the straight too, Dan. I don't think it's got anything to do with Rogan Josh. He's gone to the line well, but I noticed Jimmy Cassidy on the Hind, 200 metres out, Jimmy nearly fell, and there was horses coming back on top of him.
There is a dead heat for third in the Foster's Melbourne Cup between number 12, Lahar, and number 24, Zaza Bell. So the numbers are 17, the winner, second placing to number 2, and that was Central Park, and a dead heat for third between Lahar and Zazabel. And here is John Marshall back to scale now. What a wonderful achievement it is. And I know the owners of this horse agonised over the decision to send him over to the other side of the country, but as we said, it's certainly proven to be the right decision. And I'll tell you something now, I think I did detect a tear in the eye of JB Cummings. 11 Melbourne Cup victories. He's been through a bit of hardship in his career, Bart, but he's bounced back and he's done the best thing that he knows how to do. That is not only to train winners, not of just any race, but this race, the Foster's Melbourne Cup. For the last time in the 1900s, he trains his 11th winner, and surely that is a record that no matter how long they run this wonderful race will never, ever be broken. John Marshall just saying, well done to the connections, and they're returning the favour to him. The view from the Goodyear blimp up above shows this wonderful scene, and there he is, the man himself. John Marshall making his way to the scales, where he will hop on with the very light weight of just 50 kilos, 8 kilos lighter than he carried in the McKinnon here on Saturday. We said it was a wonderful trial, and that's the way it's proven. And as John Marshall gets off the scales, he joins Mark Aston.
Johnny, you've just etched your name into the record books. What a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, nothing can replace it. Certainly a dream come true.
Gee, there was some problems with the race. There was a lot of interference, both at the start and also halfway down the straight. Did you detect any of that?
No, well, I sort of edged my way across gradually, and I worked into a nice, comfortable position, so I wasn't too aware of that.
You've been around for a long, long time. Did you ever think something like this would happen?
Well, I don't know about a long, long time. I still had a long, long time to go. But, no, certainly not, especially a fortnight ago. I didn't even have a cup ride, and, you know, and then I was on Rue Lopez, and he went amiss, so to win the cup's just a dream.
What did Bart say to you before the race?
Oh, well, Bart's as usual, ride him like a stayer sort of frame of mind, and certainly he was primed for this race, and he did the job.
A couple of 100 metres out, how are you feeling then?
Very comfortable, because I still hadn't let him rip, and I knew with 50 on his back he was going to be hard to mow down.
Have a wonderful celebration tonight. Congratulations, John Marshall. Well done. Johnny Marshall, as you can imagine, Peter, is absolutely over the moon, and he will celebrate long and hard tonight.
And so he should, Mark Aston, because he's just won the biggest race in Australia and one of the 5 big races in the world. Now, here is the replay. The Godolphin horse, Central Park. Didn't he give a bold bid for victory? There was a bit of squeezing up here. Look at the hind in the black cap. Didn't have a lot of room, tried to get through. There were 2 horses going for 1 run there, Jen.
Yes, and he almost falls. You watched Jim Cassidy here. Wow.
Oh, gee.
So, and tie the knot. Gosh, he was 3 wide the whole way, considering he hasn't done a bad job.
Look at Lahar getting home. So Bart Cummings has quineled this race 5 occasions before. He wasn't far away from doing it again with Zazabel, and Lahar getting that stride in on the outside. There's only about 3/4 of a length between the first 4, and here is the super slow motion replay of the concluding stages of the Foster's Melbourne Cup. Sky Heights, I noticed, Jen, got into all sorts of trouble. That's him in the blue and gold checks. He was in trouble down the straight the first time. Now this will be graphic. Watch the hind here going for the run that's, I think, Travel Mate on the inside of it, and watch the hind go down on his nose, and how Jimmy Cassidy stays in the saddle there
is amazing.
How did he stay up?
Amazing, and I think Travel Mate's jockey David Harrison will be in the stewards room there.
Well,
on that one.
That was really disappointing to see a race that was marred by interference. Let's go down to Tim Gossage in the betting ring. What's the upshot?
Well, bookmakers aren't too happy, Peter. It was clearly the best back runner about 20 minutes before the race. That's everyone wanted to be on Rogan Josh. WA owned, WA bred, and WA ridden. Many people don't know John Marshall was born in Western Australia.
I know. Thanks, Tim Gossage. Here's the view from the Goodyear blimp. Now, watch the horse with the green sash and the black sleeves, the hind. There are 2 horses going for the run where only 1 horse can fit through. And the consequences have been paid there with the hind lucky to stay on his feet. We're going to find out the horse that finished officially last, and we will confirm that for you very shortly. But remember, there was a fall in the race, and we'll check on the condition of the fallen jockey. There is the winner, Rogan Josh. Number 17, Bart Cummings, has Cup victory number 11. Tim Webster, there's no other way of describing it. The man is a genius.
Peter, we hear that word very often describing JB Cummings. You can't go past the word. That's what he is, a genius. That horse had won $800,000 leading into today. He's won another 800, but let me tell you something else. There's another million to go with it. $1.8 million for winning the Melbourne Cup. Bart Cummings is just extraordinary. Rogan Josh, the '99 champion. We'll take a break. Come back and join us for more Melbourne Cup Carnival.